Hey everybody, JC here. Happy Wednesday afternoon. It's about 3 p.m. About to go check out the neighborhood to see how it's thawing out after the big winter storm that we just got for the last couple of days. And gonna use Tesla FSD to go check it out. Let's go. Coming out of my driveway, my brother-in-law's truck to the right, neighbor's Audi to the left. We navigate that really well. Great job. Beautiful sunny day here in Porter, Texas today. It is 52 degrees. Sunny skies. Not too many clouds. Definitely a reprieve from the last couple of days. So, as y'all saw from my video yesterday, we had a pretty big winter storm come through here 2 nights ago and brought quite a bit of snow. In fact, my understanding is that the snowfall that we received yesterday, oh, there's a snowman right about, I don't know if you can see it to the right there. And that snowman hasn't completely melted yet. It will, believe me, at 52. But my understanding is that the snowfall that we had yesterday, the yesterday evening and then the evening before yesterday morning, if you will, 2 nights ago and then yesterday morning, was the most snowfall that the Houston area has had in 60 years, which is longer than I've been around. And I remember when I came out yesterday morning, I was even a bit surprised because I've seen snow before here. And like I was saying yesterday, we, on average, the Houston area, Southeast Texas, we will get snow once every 5 to 7 years on average. So it's not like a complete unknown phenomenon. It's not like it never happens. But yeah, it's not an every year thing. It's not like Dallas or Austin or other towns around Texas that are away from the Gulf. Obviously, we have that, we're right on the coast. We have that warm Gulf breeze coming in, so we generally don't get snow, but every 5 or 7 years. But when we do get it, it's usually nothing more than like 1 or 2 inches. And this snowfall was in the 4 to 6 inch category, so we really got it. And we also had, you know, ice and slush and sleet on the roads to a degree that we're just not used to either. So as you can imagine, everything got shut down yesterday. And when I say everything, I mean just about everything. Everything other than the HEB. As we all know, in my video, we went to the HEB yesterday. So thankfully it was open. But everything else just got, you know, if you had any sort of appointment, medical or otherwise, it pretty much got canceled for yesterday and today. So all the schools were out yesterday. They were also out today, because not only did we have a pretty good snowfall yesterday, we had another really cold night last night. In fact, last night was colder than the night before. We just didn't have precipitation. So last night, I want to say our low got down to 17 degrees. So that is really, really cold for this area. Not as cold as it got about 4 years ago. So y'all probably heard about that back in 2021. We had a real bad freeze come through Texas. And if I remember correctly, the lowest temperature we got to here in the Houston area, or at least where I am in the Houston area, the northeast part here in Porter, New Caney, we got down to 11 degrees. So we were still, last night, we were 6 degrees better than we were 4 years ago. But it's still cold. But thankfully, all of the power stayed up around our area, and I have not heard anything from friends, family, the media, or otherwise that we've had any big power outages in the Houston area or the rest of Texas for that sake. All right, going over the railroad tracks here. Right, we're coming up to the two-way stop here at 494. We're gonna wait for them to get across, and then we take our turn. Great job, great job. Yeah, so everything's looking pretty good though now, as y'all can tell. Like I said, it's 50 degrees right now. I mean, you can still see a little bit of snow on the ground, just a little bit, and probably just those spots where the sun isn't hitting it as much. But no, it's great right now, and the roads so far seem really good. Like, I have not seen any remaining patches of ice or sleet or slush. It all looks like it's melted away thus far. So, and we drove through this area yesterday morning, so looking pretty good thus far. All right, we're getting over into the right turning lane. Looks like they've adjusted this once again. Now let's see if we'll take the right here. There we go. Let's go. Good job. So we've taken the temporary right turning lane. Excellent. All right, we move on through because we got a gap. Great job. Awesome job on that temper. So I will tell you, that right turning lane, as you can tell, it's very temporary with cones because they're doing so much road construction out here. And while I've been on how long have they had it's probably been only about 2 to 3 weeks that they've had those temporary cones out there. And I want to say that it's been maybe 50% of the time it'll take that right turn there, that dedicated right turning lane that's been temporarily put there. That did not exist 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, and all times prior to that, as well as what it would show on Google Maps, is you have to go all the way up to the light and then take a 90-degree right turn. That dedicated right turning lane is completely new, completely temporary, and not on any Google. So the only way you know to go through that, it's completely by vision. Like, you can't map that because it's not on a map. So I always love those little quirks around road construction, because it really shows off Tesla FSD's vision-based system. Because none of that, right there, what we went through, none of that is on Google Maps. That right turn that we afforded ourselves in that dedicated right turning lane, where we were the only vehicle going through, there was no lead vehicle. You can only do that based on vision. If that was hard-coded, we would have bypassed it, gone up to the traffic light, and then waited to turn right. So, again, not a huge deal, but it's really cool when you can see 100% objective information about this being a vision-based system versus a hard-coded C++, you know, if this, then that type of system. All right, continuing on a little deeper into Porter. And we're going to go up to New Caney here in a little bit. So far, so good. Everything's looking really good. Kind of getting back to normal. There's the HEB over to our left. We went there yesterday morning. This whole area right here was just slush and sleet, everything. You know, that's one thing, and maybe the folks that live up in colder weather environments and are used to it, it was sort of interesting that, granted, the roads were definitely cold, and there were ice patches, and there was, some slush, but it really seemed to be the worst at the intersections. And probably that makes sense because you have more vehicles going through an intersection in different directions than obviously you would on the roadways itself. But it seemed like the intersections were worse than just the roadway. Like, that's what you really kind of had to look out for, was the roadways were, don't get me wrong, you had to be you keep your eye out. You had to be really careful on the roadways. But it was at those four-way intersections where it seemed like the slush and the sleet were the worst. And maybe that's just, like you said, the vehicles tracking it in there. And I don't know. Just kind of interesting. Again, just an observation from somebody who does not live in a typically cold weather environment. Like everything, the snow that you're seeing, the little bit of snow left on the ground, that in fact, I was asking somebody, was it 2018 or 2019? And we couldn't remember. It was before the pandemic when we had our last snow, but we were trying to remember, was it 7 years ago or 6 years ago? We think it was 6. We think it was 2019, but yeah, that's how long it's been. When you can't even remember the year that it came through, that's when you know you don't get it very often. All right, we got a pedestrian with their little doggy right there at the curb. He's letting his dog get pretty close to that curb, but he had it on a leash, so I'm pretty sure he was confident about that. One other thing I will mention while we are on this first kind of drive, this first drive since normalcy, if you will, I do still have the car. I have my Tesla on chill mode and 0% automatic set speed offset. So as you can see, it looks like the roads are pretty much back to normal and good to go. But seeing that this was my first drive since yesterday, I figured I would just go ahead and be a bit more careful and just keep it on the chill mode until I had been able to see all of the different roadways that I normally frequent. There's a cat that just came across the roadway a little while ago. Probably trying to make its way back home. Hopefully it's got a home to go to. All right. Coming up to a four-way stop here, we get into the left dedicated turning lane. It's an unprotected left, but we have a four-way stop, so not as complex. All right, that person turned left out of the wrong lane right beside us. That's kind of interesting. Not sure if they don't know that lady. There's a dedicated left turning lane, and she turned left out of a lane that was supposed to go right. So anyway, all right, yeah, we're just gonna stop up here at the Oakhurst Golf Club, run into the parking lot there. I don't come here a lot. I'll come here every once in a while. All right, we're getting into the median. Check to see if there's any oncoming vehicles. There is, but we have a nice enough gap. All right, let's see how we do here. I'm assuming there's not going to be many, if any. There's a few cars, but definitely not for golf today. And we are coming into the parking lot. Let's see if it'll park us. park us? Nope, it's just going to drop us off. So then, what we can do, I got to tap the brake. Let's see. And then there, we'll just do a quick auto park. So still technically hands-free, but I did have to hit the brake in order to engage the auto park. All right, well, that was a nice little trip over here to the Oakhurst Golf Club. Let's see, how about we navigate over to the Tesla Superchargers? Let's see, I think that's pretty clear. Yeah, there we go. Now, let me see if I can... One thing I want to do here, let's see, how about right there. Let's see how that does. All right, let's do that. All right, yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a shame that everything is shut down here at the golf club today, but because it would be a beautiful, beautiful day to play golf. All right, I'm not sure why it didn't just go straight. Let's see how we do here. This is a weird kind of parking lot, I will give it that. Which way are we gonna go here? All right, you gotta cut, there you go. Now you got to, I don't know why it did, I mean, that's fine. Why it wanted to do a circle around the Oakhurst Golf Club parking lot there. It could have just kept going straight. I don't know if y'all noticed that there, but it took a right and did a loop in front of the golf club before coming out. Now the only trick there, and I'm glad it did it, is if it had gone to the right, that's a golf cart path. That's not, it's big. It looks like you could maybe fit a car through there, but that is not a car path. That is a golf cart path. All right. Going a little bit slow right here. I'm not sure. Wonder why we're going so slow right here. Interesting. You can see we are in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, and it is really going trepidatious right now. Like 10 miles an hour. There's nobody around us. So I'm just going to let it, see why it's, I do have it on the chill mode, but chill doesn't mean 10 and a 30. Interesting. Okay, now it's starting to pick up a little bit. I don't know why it was going so slow right there. So for about 100 feet, it just wanted to go 10 miles an hour right there. And I don't know, maybe that's something again with the kind of weirdness of the Oakhurst Golf Club parking lot, because there's cart paths, golf cart paths coming out of there. I don't think I've seen it go that slow before. The only thing I can think of is maybe because there was absolutely nobody around us, no other vehicles in that were going our way or even coming our way, and there is a golf cart path literally right there next to, I don't know. That's just weird. I don't have any explanation for that. It was only for about 100 feet, and I just wanted to see if it was something that it would. All right, we're avoiding. Yeah, great job. So there was a little bit, you could see that overhang from the trees. There was a little bit of an ice patch right there that has not fully melted because of the, as you can see, some of these trees are overhanging, you know, overhanging oaks and crepe myrtles, really big crepe myrtles. And there was one little patch of ice right there. and you could see it got around it. That was great. That was awesome. Great job, Tesla FSD. Yeah, so I should recharacterize what I said. It's mostly melted. Now let's see, we're going over a bridge here, but this has been in the sunlight, so we should be good, and we are. Yeah, that was just all water. But I was definitely taking a look after seeing that ice patch still back there. Oh, look at that. We got another Tesla on the road in front of us. Yeah, I was thinking, man, we're totally done. And then all of a sudden I see that little bitty ice patch. I mean, it wasn't little. It was, you know, probably about 5 feet by 3 feet. But, you know, not huge. But still enough, right, to spin a tire. So, that was really cool. All right. Coming up to the stop sign along the feeder of 59 East Tex Freeway. Gonna get up here, look at oncoming traffic. Wow, that was a great turn. Okay, so there was definitely a gap right here well, I should say there now in the right lane. And we had a gap even with the vehicle oncoming. But it was just the confidence of staying like, hey, we're going to get in the right lane. They've given us the right lane. Nobody's in it. That was a tremendous turn onto the feeder road. All right, we're going to do a U-turn underneath the bridge of 59 East Tex Freeway. Yeah, that was really cool. I don't think I've seen it be as comfortable turning on to feeder. We have, okay, so just so y'all know, here in Texas, at least this part of Texas, Houston, the southeast Texas area, we have quite a lot of feeder roads. Well, let me pay attention here since we're going under a bridge. Make sure, okay, we're good. I just want to make sure there weren't any ice patches underneath the bridge, because I've kind of figured that out now, is that where there's darkness there could still be a little ice patch left, but there wasn't. So yeah, that was the most confident turn I've seen it make on feeder. So here in Texas we have a lot of feeder roads, so like exactly what I'm on right now, these feeder roads that'll be right along the highway. And sometimes getting onto a feeder road from a side road can take a long time, because as you imagine, there's a lot of traffic coming down the feeder. It's all going really fast. Usually the speed limit is about 55 on a feeder, but let's just be blunt. Most folks are going 65 to 70 on the feeder, as I'm presuming that car was. And so on previous versions, and even I would say on version 13 up until is that even if the rightmost lane was completely open, it would not make that turn if there was a car coming that was in the middle or the left lane. So if you've got a 3-lane feeder, even if the right lane was completely open, it might sit there and wait just because there's a car in the left or the middle lane, and you get honked at, because, man, you know, human drivers are going to be like, you got the right lane, just go slow and stay in your lane. But Tesla FSD kind of had a tough time with that. That right there was really impressive. I like that. Now, I will say I was staying pretty cognizant of what it was doing, just to make sure it stayed tight in that lane, and it did. Very good job. All right. So second spot on our trip, I wanted to check out the highways. They look perfect. Everything looks way back to normal. here. Heck, yesterday they weren't even letting folks on most of the highways. Because as you can imagine, number one, we're just not prepared for weather like that, and that much snow and ice. Number two, a lot of our roadways are actually ramped up, and so you have air that blows underneath it, and so that's a dangerous cocktail to have 17-degree weather, snow and ice, air blowing underneath half of the roadways, and then a city and location not prepared to deal with it at all, right? We don't have, you know, ice moving vehicles or salt trucks roaming around. So, but yeah, they look completely normal now. Just not as much traffic on them, obviously. Get over in the middle lane behind the Chevy Silverado. And like I said, our next stop will be the Tesla Superchargers. I'm not going to charge there. I do all my charging at home. But again, this is just to see how things look around Porter and New Caney. We are in New Caney now. And so just figured we'd make the Tesla Superchargers our point of interest for New Caney. We'll go check that area out, because that'll take us through the shopping center over here as well. All right, coming up to the stoplight at the intersection of Highway 99, Grand Parkway, and the 59 East Tex Freeway feeder. We'll go through this traffic light once it turns green, and then we'll turn left at the next traffic light and go towards the shopping center. All right, temperatures actually dipped a little bit since we've been. So when I started this drive, it was 52 degrees, and we are down to 47 now. May just be I'm a little more elevated too, so we look like we're probably a good 20-25 feet above the main roadway, so it could be a little bit of that. Like I was saying, that's what makes it dangerous, our highways and freeways during abnormal storms like that. Like, look at where I'm at right now. I'm literally 25 feet above the ground on a overpass where, you know, there's cold wind blowing underneath it. That's just a cocktail for disaster where I live. Maybe not in other parts of the country, because y'all have the infrastructure built to handle it, but not here in Houston, Texas, that's for sure. All right, make our left turn. Very good. Gotta look, make sure none of that's like, nope, none of it. Yeah, see, it's funny. Those places that are shaded from the sun, it's almost like you want to take an extra. Let me take a look at that. All right. Got the shopping center to the right. See Raising Cane's, Whataburger. Got a Toyota pulled out right in front of us, but that's fine, man. They're jacked up. Look at that. They got that thing jacked up. Freddy's, Smoothie King, Mod Pizza. All right, we're going to keep going through this intersection by the Toasted Yolk. I've never been to the Toasted Yolk. I don't know if that's a chain just around Houston in this area, or maybe that's a national chain, but never even heard of it until it came over here to this shopping center. All right, take a right in here. Got a new Taco Bell over there. Oh, they've got a new urgent care place right there. I'm that old dude, like, oh, look at that, there's a Kroger and a Hobby Lobby. Look at that, they got a new Hobby Lobby, Doris. All right, you see the Tesla Supercharger straight ahead of us to the front right. turn in here and just see what it does. Yep. So let's see if we're able to, let's go with that one. So another Autopark. Both times has not tried to park us. So of course, even if it tried to park us at the Tesla Superchargers, we all know you would have to then reverse out and reverse back in. All right, so now let's just head on back home. Let's see what the routes look like to go home. Yeah, we can go with that. Let's see. Is that a good one? How about this one? Let's go with that one right there. That's a different route there. Okay. All right. Head out of the Tesla Supercharger. Got a family charging up, heading over to the Great American Cookie Company or the yogurt place or maybe the sushi restaurant. Nice Model Y. Love that color on that Model Y. And see, look at that. That's a 4-person family coming out of a Model Y right there. There you go. So all of you that are thinking about whether the Model Y is a good vehicle for young families, there was a 4-person family, a young couple and 2 young children. I should say young children, but obviously look like they're kind of preteens. And they're there in a Model Y. So it's a perfect car for a young family. Perfect. Love seeing it. There's another Tesla. They're going to need to get a car wash. But I shouldn't say much because mine is... You know how it is, like the folks that live up in cold weather environments, they'll tell you the same, that, man, once you start driving through that snow and ice and sleet, that gets a car dirtier than anything else. Now I know why dirty Tesla is always so dirty. Because he lives in a very cold weather environment. All right, getting over to the left. And then we're going to go underneath the bridge. The highway in front of us, that's Highway 99. That's one of the big circle thoroughfares around the greater Houston area. It's the biggest one. It's the one that's furthest out. Pretty much once you go past Highway 99, you're out of the greater Houston area. So yeah, we got the 610 loop that goes, or we call it the inner loop. It goes around the downtown and innermost neighborhoods of Houston. Basically what you would think of as Houston proper. And then you've got the Beltway that goes probably another 10 to 15 miles out from the inner loop. And that one has been around for a while, probably about 30 years. And it goes around a bunch of the suburbs outside Houston. But I would say the suburbs that have been around for a while, like the suburbs that have been around for 30, 40 years. And then more recently, they have built out Highway 99, which is right there, what we were just on. And that even goes further. So that, I'd say Highway 99 is a good 15 miles further out from the Beltway. Now here's something interesting. We're showing a 35 mile per hour speed limit, but the speed limit is clearly 55 right there. So hopefully it recognizes that. Yep. So little snafu right there when we first, and you know, I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before where, because I come off the Highway 99 onto this feeder all the time, and I've never seen it go that slow. Now that being said, this is my first time to ever be on chill mode and completely take the automatic set speed offset on, but we're going 55 and a 55 right now. You can see everybody just bullet training past us. Another one's about to bullet train it past us. I could definitely be back on hurry mode now, and I will be. So once I get home, I will recalibrate everything to get back on my normal settings. But like I said, for this first drive after the thaw, I figured it would be more prudent to just stay on the chill mode. I'm fine with that. Yeah, who cares if you get passed up by everybody? All right, yeah, everything's looking really good, really thawed out. Now, we are supposed to have another brutally cold night. I don't think it's going to be as cold as it was last night. Like I said, it was 17 degrees last night. I want to say we're supposed to get down into the low 20s tonight, so it's still going to be brutally cold, but just not as bad. No precipitation. And then as we move on through the week and into the weekend, we're supposed to get back to what's more typical of our winters, which is basically 50s and 60s during the day and 30s and 40s at night. And that's normal for us. Like, we can handle that. We can handle, you know, 50s and 60s in the day and 30s and 40s at night. No problem. Even get close to freezing. We can have some nights, but it's when we get down to 17, 11, 17, 18 with precipitation, then we don't know what the hell to do. That's an interesting, so the Ford, I believe, what is that? Is that an old Explorer? I don't know that body style. They don't have a logo on there, but that's an interesting tape job that they have there. So they have their license plate in the normal place, and it looks like something's about to fall off their license plate. But then there's like, it looks like they've got some masking tape right below it for something that looks like it would be a license. Like, I don't know what they would have held in there. That's interesting. Whatever. We're just people watching now. Open this up. Open up my Monster. Somebody, it was funny, somebody in my, a friend in my YouTube comment, I say friend, because y'all are all my friends. A friend in the YouTube comments said, JC, you need to try and get sponsored by Monster Energy and Whataburger. I was like, you know what? As much airtime as I give to Monster and to Whataburger, I probably should. But let's just be brutally honest. With my subscriber count and where I'm at right now, Whataburger and Monster, neither of those companies have any clue who I am. Maybe one day I'll be the Tesla FSD guy for Whataburger or for Monster energy drink. But until then, I'm just going to ride or die with y'all. And that's fine with me. I'd prefer it, in fact. No, actually, I'd prefer a check for Monster Energy. I'm not gonna... No, I'm just totally... Well, no, I'm not. Actually, not kidding. That's how you know how much you've been talking. How big of a swaller you need. Yeah, I can definitely tell now we are in the chill mode. So that's the other thing. Now that, once I recognized that everything was back to normal for the most part and the roads are thawed out, I was like, well, let me see if I can tell any big difference between chill and hurry that I'm on. Yeah, chill is chill. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I will tell you, it's pretty comfortable too. Chill is pretty comfortable. Really, the only snafus that I've seen with the chill mode is there were a couple of places where it just went really slow, slower than the speed limit or what was necessary. But the ride is nice. So yeah, if you're just one of those people that doesn't care about getting from point A to point B really quickly, and you don't want to take a bunch of turns or get in and out of traffic or then put it on the chill mode. It's kind of nice. I will not be staying on the chill mode, just so you know. No, I will not. But I will tell you this. If I was going to show somebody FSD for the very first time, and they've never been in a driverless autonomous vehicle, and they were interested in seeing it, I might recommend just going ahead and putting it in chill mode and lower your automatic set speed offset for them, just so they can be, because it feels the most comfortable. All right, we're taking a left here. We do not have a stop sign. They do. We're not protected on that left, but there was nobody coming. All right, get over the railroad tracks, take a right. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, that intersection right there at the railroad tracks, that was probably the place I was the most worried about yesterday, because man, it's elevated, and you slip on that thing and you're going in that ditch right there. So, man, and tell you what, FSD just handled it like a champ yesterday morning. All right, come to the three-way stop. It's our turn. Take our left. Oh yeah, and Adams Road looks a lot better than yesterday. This was just completely slush yesterday. Just absolute slush fest. You could have come out here and scraped together ice cones, or snow cones, I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that, obviously, but looked like it. Got the crane yard over there. Not a beehive of activity today, obviously. Even they are shut down. That's a big old fab shop over there. They they take, oh, look at that, goats. Did y'all see that? I have not seen those goats out of their pen. They were right there by the side of the road. They were minding their business, but I mean, they were literally right there by the side of the road. And I may need to check the UI to see if they showed up at all. I doubt they did, because it's pretty much got everything grayed out around, but and they weren't that big, and they were pretty white, but that was interesting. I mean, I know they're over there, but they've always been in there behind the fence. They were out there on the road eating grass. That's one way to mow your lawn for free. Well, not free, because you still, gotta take care of them and monitor them, but that was funny. 3 old goats out on the side of the road. Yeah, you can see we're going by the school. It's 3:45, so typically this would still be really busy right here, right in front of the middle school. And nary a person, nary a one. All right, headed towards the roundabout traffic circle. Still some snow up on the roof on all these homes. Going into the traffic circle. All right, you got cars parked to the side, another car oncoming. couple of kids in their Tesla using their FSD to the left of us on the sidewalk. Got a car double parked getting their mail out. We need to get it back over to the right. We do. This is a one-way stop here. No cars coming, so we make our left turn. And we're going to make a right turn here, but there's no stop sign, so we can just roll through here. We do need to keep a tight turn, though. There you go. Well, looks like there's part of the snowman. Yep, that was part. Look at that. You see that snowman right there? Wow. And it's still going. I figured that thing, it is 46, so it's warmed up, but it's not like it's 70 or 80, so. Right, got our left blinker on, gonna turn left. And here, see how we do with my driveway. I'm about 95% sure of what we're gonna do. See my brother-in-law's GMC Sierra to the left and my neighbor's Audi to the right. So, and then you got my niece's car right behind the GMC Sierra. So the angle on this turn is literally no bueno. No bueno. All right. I'm going to do one thing, though, real quick. Let's try this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it through the Tesla app. Let's go to Summon. All right. And then we're going to take it right there. And let's see what it does. It's trying to figure out how to get itself turned around. Oh. Let's just let it do its thing here real quick. There we go. We're gonna do, there's point number 2, point number 3, point number 4. Can we do it in 5? And we do it in 5. All right, now let's see if you can get in there. Can you get in there? I know it's a tough angle. I know it's tough. Let's see if you can do it. Nope. It would not do it. All right, everybody. Well, I went ahead and just reversed in and got parked. Didn't want to bore you with that, but you saw we tried. It did a 5-point turn over there and tried to get me in here, but I think it's just, it's a combination of things. It's not just that it really has fits with my driveway. There's a really big hump and it's elevated, but then also just all the vehicles right around the point, like in order to take an angle to get into my driveway, it's really tough even for a human driver to do it. Now, getting out of here, it does really well, but just parking in here, because it doesn't want to hit any of those 3 vehicles. But then it's also got my wife's Mercedes that it's trying to fend with. And then it's got this object that it sees right now. It considers that hump an object. Like, okay, you're not only asking me not to hit 4 vehicles, but then go over an object. And at a certain point, I'm like, you know what? Let's just wait till then. We'll try it out, different situations, and it just did not work today. It did work a couple of days, 3 or 4 days ago, worked fine. But now that I think about it, when I was able to do it then, I don't think I had this many cars around my driveway. So, all right. Well, as you can see, we do still have some snow on the ground around here. Well, actually, yeah, you can, but you know, it's pretty much thawed out on the road. So I think we're pretty much back to normal from that perspective. Still gonna have some cold weather, so y'all bundle up if y'all are in the Houston area. Like I said, I think we're getting into the low 20s tonight. So whatever you did last night, do the same thing tonight. But I think after tonight, we should be back to a little bit more normalcy. All right, everyone. Well, it was, thanks for joining me along this little trip around Porter and New Caney, Texas. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday, and that y'all are having a great week, and that y'all are staying warm. And I love all of y'all, and I will see y'all again soon. Anyway, bye everybody.